Hello, and welcome to Cashing In with Facebook Automation for 2022 and beyond. Created for you by Biz Solutions Sisters. I am so excited to have you here with us. And before we dive in, let me quickly introduce myself. Hi, my name is Misty, and I am one half of the Biz Solutions Sisters. I am a coffee addict, a fur foster mama, and a travel enthusiast chasing endless summers. Dutch Irish, originally from the Netherlands, but now living on the beautiful island of Koh Samui in Thailand. It is my mission to help other passionate and ambitious entrepreneurs grow their business, gain more dream clients, hassle-free, so that they can take back more time and freedom and work closely with their ideal clients to create an impact on their lives. Now, I want this to be a value-packed workshop, but there's only so much we can cover in 50 minutes. So I'm going to dive right in. What we'll cover today is lead generation, a lead gen overview, and lead gen goals to strive for. Of course, we're going to be talking all about Facebook automation, how to stay out of Facebook jail. And once you're generating all of those leads, of course, we're going to want to convert those leads with a basic sales process. We're going to take a quick look at cold pitching versus building genuine relationships. We're going to look at the buying process. Very important to have a good understanding of where your leads are in the buying process, nurturing your leads and follow-ups, scripts and structure, how you can turn your messenger inbox into a complete sales system, and all of this hiring or should you do it yourself? We'll discover that together by the end of this workshop, so stick with me. Before we begin though, one quick one. This workshop, we will take a look at Facebook automation, which may be very new for some of you. So please have an open mind, ask questions, and get ready. Do you have a cup of coffee, tea, or a glass of water? Maybe even a piece of paper and a pen to write down your questions. If not, go ahead and pause this video and come back to it when you're ready. If you are, let's go. Now, don't be mistaken about Facebook automation. Here are some of the biggest misconceptions we hear when it comes to automation. First of all, it being difficult. You'll never understand it. Absolutely not true. Our tools are very, very simple and easy to use. Most of them run with one or two clicks of a button. So that doesn't sound too complicated, does it? Now, the next one, people assuming that it must be very expensive. And again, it's actually quite the opposite. And that's the beauty of it. Now, take lead generation, for instance. Until a couple of years ago, this wasn't always as accessible to everyone because it was very time consuming and most likely very expensive because you probably need to hire an expert. If you're not an expert in the field, you need an ad budget to advertise. Now, no longer with Facebook automation, lead generation becomes so much more accessible to everyone. Next one, it requires a team. Nope, because it's really like having a VA, having a little VA inside your computer 24/7. That takes some of the workload off your plate, but you are still in full control. One of the biggest misconceptions I think we hear is that people are afraid they may show up like a robot. Well, spoiler alert, you won't. And you can hear it from me, but let's hear it from some of our users. Now, a little while ago, Tay had a live interview together with Pam Pryor and Frances, who is on her team, who have been using our tools for some time now. Because, like I mentioned, this is something we hear often, and it is also a reservation Pam Pryor from Priorities Group also had when her team told her about our software. Let's hear from her what she has to say after using our tools for some time.
Let me jump in kind of as the executive in the company that's using this, because very important to us as part of our culture is maintaining personal contact with people. This does not preclude me in any way from jumping into my messenger feed every day and identifying and corresponding with people through Messenger, because that's so important to us. So kind of one of the things I said to Frances, and kind of one of my reservations at the beginning that Frances knows, is I said, we can't depersonalize our Facebook work because that's why we're doing it. And I was amazed, blown away how much this tool allows us to do that. And the other thing it does is it allows us to add really intelligent thought on things, because Frances or anybody on the team can scan my messages and tag them for me to answer. Yeah. So they can say something like, hey, this person sent you a really cool video. You're going to want to respond to this personally. Or, you know, this person seems to really have a problem you're already dealing with a client. Maybe you want to answer this one. So the big message I want to get across to business owners is this works without making you feel like a machine. All right, now you guys can have
yes, exactly. Just to chime in there a little bit too, like you really get to keep the genuine, conversation and relationship building that everybody strives for and wants to have in their business. You get to keep that with this tool. This tool just makes that easier for you.
Yeah, I think a lot of people assume that when we're sending out these broadcasts that they're pre-built into the system and they're super robotic and lame and cheesy, but that's not the case. Like, you build your own message segment. So if you were to go through these, they're very tailor written. I put tailor twists, and Francis, you know how I type. Like, I never try. I'm a lot like you, Pam, from what I hear, like personality everywhere. And that comes through in all of my automated DMs. And people think that, okay, well, if I'm using automation, I'm going to show up as a robot. It's not personal. But when we are sending an initial message or a challenge invite or a workshop invite or a reminder to a snack and learn, it's the same message again and again anyways. So why not save 2 hours and keep yourself safe on Facebook by automating something like that? We're not saying turn into a chatbot. That's not what this is. This isn't a chatbot. This is automation, and it's systems that you implement into your business to run a more efficient business, so you have more time to get on the phone and be personal, to write the personal content, to spend in the DMs having a manual conversation with someone and really getting to know them. Automating these other systems like workshop invites or initial messages and things like that, it's just saving you time. There's nothing robotic about it. And so many times I have screenshots. People are like, is this Taylor or is this the automation? Like, they don't know because my messages are just me,
Yeah, and I would say the same thing when I read my messages that are the ones where we're making announcements or that kind of thing. They read just as if I got in there and typed them. So it's really just taking your personality and giving you the ability to amplify it, which is what all of us want to do. We want to reach more people because we think it's important more people know about how they can get help. And, that's why, I'm sure Francis is going to do a DM about this particular Snack and Learn with a link to it, because everybody in our group can use this kind of things. And folks, it is priced for entrepreneurs. Okay. It is not priced for a gargantuan enterprise, and it's not built for a gargantuan enterprise. And one thing I will tell you is that as we've been working with this, anytime Francis has gotten questioned, and I don't know how these people do it over there in Thailand, but they apparently are, they may do 12-hour shifts, because he always gets an answer no matter when he sends it. And they pop on a Zoom and they power through ideas and thoughts together. So we really support you in your business model as well.
Yeah, thank you. That's
you guys are really good with, maintaining and building that relation. And I think it shows in the tools that you guys have.
Yeah. Thank you. That means a lot.
And then the last one, Facebook will block me. And nope, it is actually the opposite, because our tools have multiple features built in to help you fly under the Facebook radar, to protect your Facebook profile from restrictions, to avoid getting blocked or ending up in Facebook jail completely. And again, this is something that came up in that very same interview. So let's take a look.
It works. We haven't gotten hit with any, restrictions or bans on Facebook since we started using this tool.
And we
Yeah,
did
I
get
love
some
that.
warnings. We had gotten warnings before. So
Yeah, before, yeah.
Oh, y'all, I was the queen of getting blocked on Facebook. Like, thank God Misty and I are in this together, because she never gets blocked, but I type like a freak. Like, I do everything like a maniac. So Facebook hates me. So these tools are like my saving grace and the only reason I still have a business.
Has that made you a little curious yet about what there is to come? There is more, no bullshit. Some amazing money-making stories. Tay got a 3K client a week after she implemented just one of our tools. And yes, by the way, these are our tools. If you're interested or you want to know more, you can reach out to us, of course, but more about that later. Our clients are getting 1 to 3 new paying clients after just a week of using our tools online. One of our clients, Deanna, for example, who is a meditation coach, recently celebrated 4 clients in less than 24 hours using Facebook automation. Another, the priest, who is a network marketer, celebrated 4 clients in just a few days, and probably way more by the time you are actually watching this. We've had a client more than double her rates because she was taking on so many new clients and her confidence was growing with the day. Now, some amazing time-saving stories as well. We are saving our clients 5 to 10 hours per week. Imagine how this adds up over a month or even a longer period of time. We run our tools while sleeping and wake up to workshop signups, an inbox full of messages and inquiries, new Facebook group members, and so on. I personally am currently in the process of starting a third business, which has only been possible because of automation. I would have otherwise had the time to run 3 businesses. Now, why automation will dominate the online industry in 2022 and beyond? First of all, and a really big one, is consistency, because this is something that is way too often lacking for entrepreneurs. And having automation, having automated some of your workflow, makes it so much easier to actually stay consistent. Then things done on autopilot, or more naps, time away from the laptop, freedom, doing the things you love most, leads coming in weekly or daily even, and never slipping through the cracks. Confidence that continues to grow every single week. Again, something we've seen with all of our clients. Getting ahead of our competition. Booking out our workshops, our lives, our launches, getting new clients consistently. And let's not forget mastering a very valuable biz skill for 2022 and beyond, as things continue to get more competitive and fast-paced online. Now, who is ready to learn how Facebook automation can help you grow your biz without sacrifice? Thought so. Let's go. Starting with lead gen, first of all, and since you are all a member of the Growth Club, I am pretty sure that you have a good understanding of what lead gen is and why it's important. But let's just touch up on the basics for any newbies watching, or if you're still not quite clear on this. So lead generation is connecting with potential clients that have an interest in what you have to offer, preferably every single day, so that you are building your pipeline consistently and always have an audience to sell your amazing offers to. And consistently and every day is one that I really, really want to stress. Don't make the mistake that I see so many people making, and have to admit, I made it myself. When everything is going so well, you're fully booked, you have happy clients, never ever give up that consistency and pause or stop your lead gen, because your pipeline will dry out and there will come a time that clients walk off, which is not always in our control. And that doesn't have to be for negative reasons. It can be because they achieved their goals they were helping to achieve because of your help and your services. It can be a pandemic, a lockdown that shuts a business down. We never know. So you want to make sure you always have a pipeline filled with leads, warm, hot leads. And why is lead generation so important? I pretty much covered it already, but I'm going to be brutally honest with you and very straightforward, even though this message might be a little harsh. But if you have no leads, if you're generating leads, no leads at all, there will be no conversions. There will be no sales made, and there will be no clients, meaning there will be no business. All we have then is a very expensive hobby. Now, okay, we know this is so important, but what are some lead gen goals to strive for? We highly recommend and suggest multiple sources of lead gen, which we will touch upon more a little bit later. I think I couldn't make it any clearer, but consistently, as in daily. Of course, preferably automated, so you are not spending all of your hours online trying to chase your next client. And ideally, anywhere between 30 and 50 leads a week, depending on where you are in your business currently, of course. Now, there are so many platforms and so many spaces we can generate leads from, different strategies we can use, paid advertising, and so on. But since we don't have all day, and this workshop is about Facebook automation, that is what I'm going to focus on completely. Generating leads the fun and automated way, and introducing Genius Connector. Direct outreach, but automated. Connecting with your ideal and potential clients and building real relationships with them. The magic of Facebook groups. If you know your ideal clients are on Facebook, one of the easiest ways or places to find them is in Facebook groups that are all about the topic you help people with. Now, there are multiple ways that you can leverage Facebook groups, both your own group, if you have one, as well as outside groups. First being posting, the engagement posts, value posts to help get recognition as a credible expert in your field, lead magnets to get people to talk to you, and more. And not just posting, engaging as well. Get involved in the threads out there, answer questions, help people out. Then the next one is using the search bar in Facebook groups. Every single Facebook group has the option to search using the search bar in the upper right corner. And you can search for keywords or topics you help people with, because I can guarantee there are probably people out there posting already asking for help on that specific topic. Now, another one, and one of the most effective ways, is connecting with people inside those groups. and connecting specifically with your ideal and potential clients by sending them friend requests, starting a conversation, building a relationship. And if there's a need for help, if they express a need, offer to help them, invite them to a call, or however your sales process looks like. We'll look at that a little bit later. With Genius Connector, you can connect with people on a specific post where your ideal clients are being called out, whether that's your own post or someone else's post, or on a list, a members list, again, whether that's your own group or an outside group, your suggested friends list, and more. Connecting with anywhere between 30 and 100 leads a week on autopilot. Literally, we can do this while we sleep and wake up to messages in our inbox of people who would love to talk to us. So it all starts with making that connection, moving people into the DMs, starting a conversation, then converting them to clients. And this is something, whether you use automation or not, that you can start doing today. So go and find 3 groups that you can really engage in, build connections, and find leads today. But remember, ladies and gents, size doesn't matter, okay? A healthy mix of all size groups are really, really encouraged here. So how do we know if a group is healthy? There's a couple of things we want to look at. We can start by looking at the number of members versus the level of engagement. 20K members and 2 comments on every post is an absolute no. But also, what kind of posts are in there? Is it all and only sales? That's a no. Are members interacting with each other? Is there a feel of community? That is something we can also look for. And how much do you see the admin, or do you at all? Is it the only person posting and engaging in there? That would be a no. Now, who has heard these 6 dreaded words? Your Facebook profile has been disabled. I mentioned this already, but if our business is on Facebook, if our ideal clients are on Facebook, this is the absolute last thing we want to happen. This strategy is a Facebook jail-free lead gen strategy. Our tools have time intervals so that you don't have to sit and wait a couple of minutes in between each DM you send or each friend request. We can spin or rotate a couple of different messages, making sure we don't get flagged for spamming and avoiding restrictions or getting blocked. So the time interval in combination with rotating different versions of a message, make sure we do not repeat actions too much on Facebook. So no Facebook jail. As I promised, yes, I promised I will show you how this works and what this looks like. So let's dive into my Facebook and I'll show you. Now, let's take a members list of a Facebook group as an example. I am now in a Facebook group of which I know 99% of the members fit my ideal client avatar. So now all I'm going to do is open my Genius Connector and tell it to connect with my ideal and potential clients. I can set up a lookup interval to make sure I protect my account from any restrictions. Going to set that to 5 minutes. I can set a limit to the number of requests I want to send out. I am going to do 50 for today. I can decide to resume from a last search, or simply just choose to skip the admins and moderators by filling out a number right here. And if I wanted to, I can set any keywords to make sure I can target laser focused and connect only with those people that could be my ideal clients. So to name an example, maybe that would be a business coach. But you can also leave them empty, especially if you know for a fact that most of the people in the group are people you'd like to connect with. And you could decide to use negative keywords instead to filter out the competition or your competitors. So in my case, for example, this is saved from a previous run, that could be marketing or that could be lead gen. Then I can decide to add a initial connection message with my friend request, but this is optional. You can create them yourself and choose them from here. I usually like to connect without that message, giving people the opportunity to decline or accept my request first, and then send a message to them. I hit run. And that's it. I can step away from my computer. It will scan the members list to find the people that fit my criteria and automatically start sending out those connection requests. Super simple, isn't it? So what's next? You are now generating leads every single day. You're now avoiding Facebook jail. Next is converting your leads, of course. Let's make some money. Now, moving on. We're talking about sales. One very, very important topic that I don't want to skip completely is mindset. Mindset is key. And I can fill an entire workshop, if not a couple of workshops, on sales mindset, scarcity mindset, and so much more. But that's not what you are all here for. So I want to keep it very short, but I want to quickly touch up on the biggest problem I am seeing in sales when it comes to mindset. Because a lot of business owners I speak to hate sales. And one of the biggest reasons for it, that they don't have a proper sales process in place, or they're not following scripts or template messages, is because they don't feel comfortable implementing sales strategies or using scripts. Why? The most common reasons is lack of self-confidence or self-worth, feelings like, why would somebody be paying me so much money? What do I have to offer? I will never become one of those 7-figure entrepreneurs, or I don't deserve it. Or even maybe an even bigger and common reason is feeling selfish, feeling like it would be too salesy or too pushy, thinking people will naturally buy if it's something they want. But I don't fully agree on that. This is where you come in. If you are confident that your offer, or you are offering the solution they are looking for, then step into that sales role, okay? What is holding you back? Just forget about selling for a moment and look at it as coaching. Sometimes they need that little kick up the butt from you here. But this is something many people don't realize, and then it just becomes transactional and only about getting someone to pay you money or to buy from you. And this is why a lot of us can feel icky about sales. Maybe you've been having sales calls that just didn't feel right for you or were against your values. Maybe you simply gave up trying. There is a way, though, of selling that feels good and gets you paid. I'll spare you the psychology behind it. But I personally use this framework to build my own profitable business and watch my clients do the same. Make a lot of money doing what they love and truly helping people with the best possible intentions, making a bigger impact on the world. Because for most of us, that's what we are hoping and trying to do, right? So for a moment, please put your judgment about sales aside and go into this with an open mind. And I would love to hear from you by the end of this workshop how you are feeling about sales, because we're taking out the icky and we're bringing in the heart. Plus, we are ditching the overwhelm and adding simple strategies and automation to save you so much time, and sell more. So moving on to a basic sales process. And yes, this is massively important because like I briefly mentioned already, if you are on top of your lead gen, you're generating leads every week, every day maybe, but you're not making conversion, you're not converting any of those leads into paying clients, there will be no clients, there will be no income, and soon enough there will be no business, or will have a very expensive hobby. And yeah, it might not be what we like to hear, but it is the harsh truth. But therefore, if you feel like that resonates with you in any way, it's good that you're here, you're taking action, and we can do something about that. But first, let's get back to that basic sales process. What should that, or what does that normally look like? Starts with lead generation, right? But creating that sales opportunity, having people to talk to about your amazing and beautiful offers. Then we want to start having conversations with those people, forming relationships, exploring their struggles, their desires, sharing value, a very important one as well, to build that know, like, and trust. And qualifying in many cases. Getting on the phone, then we're making that sale. I do wanna briefly say something about qualifying, okay? Because I understand that how far you want to take your qualifying game also really depends a little bit on where you are at in business at the moment. I know, as I mentioned already, like I'm working on starting a third business, right? I am very, very busy. I don't have the time to simply jump on the phone with everyone. And it's something I don't do either. I don't have to. So before I take the time to book a call with someone who likes to know a little bit more about how I can potentially help them, I want to be qualifying them first. I want to know if they're even a good fit. Like what are they struggling with, first of all? Do I even have the solution to it? And also, like, even personality wise, is it a fit? If it's someone I want to be working with, are they making any money? Are they able to afford my help, my services, or whatever I'm offering? There is so much more I would want to know before I take the time to jump on a call. And this is great for me. First of all, I mentioned I'm busy. I don't have the time to talk to anyone. But also, if you are talking to anyone who you could have known already isn't a good fit, your closing rate is going to go down like this. It's not going to help your confidence, right? So yeah, in my case, I qualify quite a lot, but that's not how I started out. And that's why I want to talk. I want to talk about this a little bit more as well. Because you know what, I'm saying I'm qualifying, but it doesn't mean that this is something you need to be doing. Because if you are fairly new to all of this, if you are not very confident in your sales calls yet, because maybe you haven't done a whole lot, if you are not really far with your market research, and you don't know exactly what your ideal client is looking for, what they want to buy and how they want to buy it, then yeah, maybe you want to jump on the phone with everyone, because it can help you practice having sales calls. It can help you with your market research and getting a better understanding of what people need, but also what's holding people back from taking that step, from taking action, from choosing your solution over other alternatives. So again, this really depends on where you are at in business and yeah, what feels best to you. Okay. So then we jump on the phone, we have our sales call or whatever that is. If your prospect, your lead, doesn't buy on the call, keep in mind that really doesn't necessarily mean that they will never buy. It could very well be that they're simply not ready to buy it. And that could be for so many different reasons. But In that case, of course, we want to be nurturing them. We want to be warming them up until they are ready to buy, until they are ready to take action and make that decision. But much more about this later. Let's move on to cold pitching versus relationship building. There's no right or wrong, okay? And cold pitching, first of all, it doesn't necessarily mean cold pitching your service, your offer. You can be cold pitching free offers as well. And most importantly, to decide like what is right for you is staying true to yourself, doing what feels right for you. And it can very much depend on your current goals. What is your situation in business? What are you focusing on? And to give you a great example, we are running this badass workshop right now. Okay. So up until yesterday, the days prior to the workshop, or maybe even weeks before, my main focus was to get people to sign up for this workshop, to get people to join the workshop with us, to discover and learn more about automation. So that is a perfect example, or a perfect scenario in which I would be cold pitching an offer. But I'm cold pitching a free offer, which is very different. I'm sharing something with people I think that might very well be interested in, and just sharing value for free. And here's an example as well. And this is just a screenshot of a message out of my personal inbox. This was not for the workshop, but this was for a free challenge, the last free challenge we hosted early December. I was sending out a message to Lisa. Her name was, I didn't know Lisa. I never was previously in touch with Lisa. I messaged her, I reached out, hey Lisa, it's great to connect with you. I wanted to pick your brain about something. Have you used automation to generate leads on a daily basis without running paid ads? I have some automation tools that do your daily outreach for you, giving you the time to focus on the things that you love in your business, or just letting you take a nap. They generate leads every single day, and they help you keep track of your leads, knowing exactly where they are in the sales pipeline, and so much more. I know it sounds too good to be true, so I wanted to invite you to a free 7-day challenge where you get a chance to test those tools out for free by yourself, with daily tasks giving for direction. No credit card needed or anything. What do you think? Want to join us for the free challenge starting on December 1st? An example of cold pitching. I know cold pitching, a lot of people feel icky about that as well, but how do you feel about this? What are your thoughts on this? How would you feel if you'd received this message from me? But I'll move on to a completely different example, because I am not cold pitching offers or free offers all the time. Well, we don't even often have free offers happening or going on. So another approach I could take, or you could be taking, is just connecting with people, building your network. Start on building a relationship. And here's another example, again, right out of my inbox. I'm just looking at my second screen because I don't memorize all the messages and it's a little tiny for me to read. But Devon, cheers for connecting. You are keeping a solid profile, sharing some great content. Nice. Sharing some amazing transformations too. Does this lead to many conversations with potential clients, or are you running outreach as well? So as you can see, I'm just starting a normal conversation. I took the time to check out their profile prior to sending this. And there's so many ways of doing this, right? You can find something someone posted about. Maybe they shared a blog post and you have an opinion on that to start a conversation off of. Maybe you find something to compliment them on their profile. Maybe it's a common interest or a common group or a post you both reacted or commented to, and you can start from there. But you can see very clearly that I am already starting to move the conversation to the information I want to reveal, or I want to find out about the person, right? And again, like, this is messages I would use for my personal business. I also do know that many of you might not be generating leads like business to business. You might be working, you might not be working with businesses at all, but this works for everyone, and you can tailor it to whatever fits your business, or yeah, what your focus is like. And just also something to let you know, because I know a lot of you are interested in this, and I hear it all the time, that people feel very um, uncomfortable in the DMs, not knowing what to say, and they often get stuck there, don't do anything because they simply don't know what to do or don't feel good about it. If you work with us directly, or if you join our coaching program, for example, which you will hear more about later, no worries, but we include all of the scripts for you. And we take you by the hand, building this system together. 15 flow scripts and templates provided that you can tailor to your business, to your offer, with all different scenarios included, all different types of approaches, so you can find what fits you best, basically. And yeah, we're here to figure it out together. You no longer have to do it alone. Here we are. So before anyone would ever consider buying, they need to recognize a problem or a need, right? There needs to be recognition for a problem or a need before they could even consider a solution. But having a certain problem, having a certain pain point or a struggle does not always mean that people are even aware a solution exists or what that solution could look like. So next would be curiosity to what life could be like. What could life look like on the other end? What could life be like? How can I be feeling once I found that solution? And the reason, before I move on, the reason I'm even bringing this up or talking about this is because it is so important for you to know exactly and to realize what part of the buying process are people in when they come to you, when you are generating leads. Because in your conversations, in your DMs, on your calls, and even with your content, every way you are putting out a message, you want to really keep in mind, where are they? Do I need to make them aware of the problem or the need? Do they know about the solution at all? Are you offering solutions that are maybe not so common and a lot of people don't know about? Is it something we need to be educating people on? Where are they at in the buying process? Because once that curiosity is there, they'll be doing some searching for information, right? Then there will be awareness to the solution, or maybe there's multiple alternatives and solutions out there. Possibly they might be evaluating different alternatives, not always, but it's possible. Then before they ever feel comfortable or confident making a decision, a purchase decision, there needs to be trust, there needs to be confidence in that this solution even works, that it's right for them. Then a purchase decision will follow with, naturally, ultimately, a purchase. Yeah, you could be leaving shit tons of money on the table. Are you? Not having a proper follow-up and nurture system in place is costing you shitloads of money. Because here's a big scary fact. On average, it's only 3% of leads, 3% of leads that are immediately in the buying pocket, ready to pull out that credit card or throw their money at you. But that leaves you with a freaking mind-blowing 97%. 97%. That's a lot, isn't it? And of course, full transparency, this will depend a little bit on the way you are generating leads. If you are running ads for a specific offer that people already sign up for, they have this need, they're looking for a solution. Yeah, your numbers might look a little bit differently. Those numbers may be a little higher, but you can probably imagine it's not going to be that much different. It's not even going to be close to 50%. 97% is a fuck ton. Excuse my rude. And from those 97% that is not ready to buy, it's even a freaking 80% of leads that require 5 to 10 touch points before they will even feel comfortable and confident enough to take action and buy. That's pretty dang shocking, isn't it? So the main reason you want to have a proper system in place to help you keep track of where all your leads are at in the buying process, right? To nurture those leads, to maintain those relationships, because if you don't, you will lose out on that at least 80% to someone else who does. Wondering how to even make all of those touch points without being a spammy pammy? I hear you, and I'm here to help. If you got ghosted and feel like, what now? If you're not sure what to even say to re-engage a conversation after it died out or after a lead went cold, I'll help you out with a couple of great examples. First off, birthdays. And we have, again, an amazing automation tool for this, which unfortunately, looking at the time, I have to skip, but go ahead and follow us to learn more. Our Genius Birthday Post extension allows you to re-engage with old prospects in the most non-spammy way possible. By automating birthday wishes, posting on their wall, sending a DM, you can even add a personalized card with the person's name on it. This is so cool and has helped me re-engage in so many conversations with leads that previously, prior to automation, slipped through the cracks, and people love it. It makes them feel special.
A couple of other ideas and things you could use to re-engage with people without being spammy, without feeling like you're constantly pitching or asking people to buy, although you might not be doing that as straightforward. But one of them is sharing lead magnets. And a little screenshot here as well from our Genius Messenger CRM, where you can save as many templates as you like. So all of those messages I have right here already. I never have to think about it. I don't have to memorize them. For every scenario and every situation, I have messages, and it's select, click, send. It's pretty much all I'm doing. But yeah, just to show you an example of a conversation flow. Hey, name. And this is, again, talking about personalization. It will automatically change to the person's first name. It's been a minute since we spoke. Are you still interested in improving insert struggle we've talked about before? I think I have something that can really help you with that. I'm putting the finishing touches on a training that shows you exactly how to move past XYZ to achieve XYZ. Let me know if you think it could be helpful, and I'll ping it over to you. And as you can see, what I'm doing here, I'm not just sending them that lead magnet. I'm not just dropping a link. I'm not just sending them a document, because if I do, I'm making it too easy for them to not reply, to continue ghosting me, even though the information may have been very valuable for them, but I have no clue what's going on in their minds. I have no clue if they're still facing this challenge and if they're still looking for a solution or looking for help with it, right? So I'm not just going to drop it in there. I'm going to ask for permission first. I'm going to feel the water and see if they're even interested. It will be much easier to continue the conversation afterwards. Another great example is asking for help. And again, this is a little psychology as well. People like to help out other people. It helps them feel good about themselves. So asking for help, ask people to help you out with your market research. Ask if they have a couple of minutes to talk to you to help you out with your business. And market research can actually turn into a great sales call in disguise, even though it's not the intention, but it does create sales opportunity, because if on that market research call, or when maybe you're doing it in a message or through a form, if you can, I always recommend to get on the phone with people or get on a virtual coffee date with people. But if they do express certain struggles, they're looking for a solution, you have that solution. And guess what? It might just turn into a sale as well. Another simple thing is anything that's going on currently. It can be holidays, it can be lockdown, anything like to do with the time we're in or something that's happening right now could be a great conversation starter. It's simple as that. Or simply saying something like, casually floating this back to the top of your inbox, just trying to make the most out of our connection. This has worked so well for me in the past, because if people don't reply to your message, it doesn't always mean that they didn't intend to. Could be that they're getting busy, and before they know it, you're somewhere at the bottom of their inbox and they're never going to see it again or think about replying you. And as you can see here, I've dropped this in another training, and we got the response, just use this tip about getting them back to the top of the messages. And I booked a call. This shit works. Yes, it does. Otherwise, we're not sharing it here with you today. But yeah, building genuine relationships the fun way. It doesn't always have to be about business, right? Neither do you always want to be pitching. Forget about the corporate mindset we were once taught, because guess what? It's your business. You can do it your way. You don't need to be communicating a certain way. You don't need to be using a certain language. You don't need to be dressing a certain way. It's your business. And we should be having fun, right? We spent most of our hours, or a lot of our hours, working, hopefully a little less with automation, but be you, have fun, be human. And always remember that there's another human on the other end of the keyboard. Have conversations naturally, like you would be talking to a friend, a neighbor, your sister. Scripts and templates can really help. And again, people always feel no, it's so salesy. But you don't need to be reading something word for word from a script. It can be such a great confidence boost because you are prepared. You know how to take the lead and how to steer the conversation to where you want it to be and how you want it to go. It doesn't have to be robotic. It's still going to be a natural conversation, but it gives you some guidance, and you will be sure that you don't forget to ask the most important questions or touch upon the most important topics. And scripts can be all different kinds of scripts. You can use script for a sales call. You can use DM templates, all of that. Being human and building relationships, it doesn't sound so hard, does it? Then why the heck is it so damn hard? The jungle that is Facebook Messenger. That's why. It really is not your fault. When your lead gen is on point and you are adding, I don't know how many leads or potential clients and prospects to your pipeline every single week or even every day, this compounds over time, right? Everyone gets that. But it will get to a point where it's impossible to keep up without a proper follow-up system. You simply can't. And we get that. There's no way to remember everyone by name. If you are talking to hundreds of people, there's no way to remember exactly who to follow up with and when to follow up with them, to remember all details about the person you've talked to and the conversation you had. And the overwhelm often leads to inconsistency or even giving up entirely. As a result, leads slipping through the cracks. Sounds familiar to anyone? Do you feel like you're letting your leads slip through the cracks right now? I can tell you I was before using automation. I was trying to use Trello. I created the Trello board that was moving people over, but at some point that got even more time consuming than the follow-ups, and it just didn't happen anymore. And yeah, if you don't follow up as you should. If you don't have a proper system in place, you will not have to double, but even 10 double your lead gen efforts, because then you only depend on that 3% we talked about earlier, that 3% of leads that are immediately in the buying pocket, ready to throw their money at you, leaving you with the 97% of lost opportunity, or leaving shit tons of money on the table. So what can we do about it? Very simple. This is what we can do about it. This is what we can do about it. Turn your messenger inbox into a complete freaking sales system with our genius CRM. This is exactly how Steffi got 2 clients immediately after she started using the CRM. People she completely even forgot were interested. It can be that simple. So some of our CRM's basic features, and I will show you in a minute, almost there, but creating and assigning labels and tags to your contacts. Additional search functions to make it easier to find your leads or the people you were talking to. Follow-up reminders and notifications that you can set for yourself to follow up with people. No need to add it to your calendar, to write it in your agenda, anything like that. Canned responses. The templates, the messages I showed you earlier, and all the templates we help you build out as well when you work with us. You can have them right there in your inbox, ready for you anytime. And messenger marketing with broadcasts. You can send out bulk messages to a group of people of your choice based on the label or the tag you have given them. So maybe your Facebook group members about the live you are hosting. You can send out bulk messages to all of those people on autopilot. And again, it's personalized. You can use their first name. You can rotate messages. You can set intervals and so much more. It's very similar to email marketing, where you just have way higher open rates, because we all know it's difficult to get really high open rates with emails. But most people open and read their DMs. It's a lot more personal as well. So let me quickly dive into my CRM, because I'm sure you are curious to see this. Let's see where I have it. Starting, okay, wrong screen, but that's fine. We'll take it from here. Global templates I mentioned already. All those types of messages for all different scenarios and all different topics that you can have saved right in there. And this is just the back end of my CRM. And it gives us a really good overview. And you can see all the types of messages or different topics. I have messages saved right here. Market research question, messages to welcome people to the group, qualifying questions before jumping on a call. Cleanup messages as well to clean up our Facebook group, keep it exclusive, follow-ups, so many things, software giveaways, again, welcome messages. As you can see, you can also add images or videos. You can add links. Brilliant. I love that you can use links. I share links with people all the time, maybe to a lead magnet, maybe to our landing page, maybe to a certain product page, to a workshop like this. Calendly links to book a call, Zoom links for a meeting. How the hell can you memorize all of those? I used to have to search for them, copy them, paste them. No longer. They're right here, right there. And yeah, my messenger inbox, as you can see, well, isn't that beautiful? I have all my labels here. I can add tags for every topic, everything that is important for me to be able to see about a person immediately. They're on a challenge waitlist, for example. I have sent them a demo. They are part of our Facebook community. It can be literally anything, and you can personalize it completely to your business, to your offers. And the templates we were talking about, I have them all right here. And all I have to do is click and send. I can edit them if I want. Click send. You can make them as long as that or as short as you want. You can add as many as you want. We can keep notes on a person's profile. This is again something you can use for so many things. I like to use it, for example, Facebook group membership questions. They give you so much information, so much important information about the person, probably what their biggest struggle is, what their business is about. In our case, because we work with business owners, I can add that right here in the notes. But even like, let's say I'm connecting with someone and we start talking, they seem very interested to hear more about my offer, about how I can potentially help them, but they're in a big launch or they're going on holiday. So they ask me to reach back out in, let's say, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, maybe even from now. What I can do, I can add the notes right here about the holiday, whatever country they were going to, or whatever what was going on for them. So I remember all of the details when we talk. I can then also set a follow-up reminder right here. I can add the subject, I can add the email, I can set it for a specific date that I need to follow up. I can even add a specific time. I can add whatever information I like right here. I click add and a notification will pop up for me when it needs to. No need to remember everything. How awesome is that?
Now, the big question, all of this, should you hire and outsource or do it yourself? Now, it is really up to you and where you're at in business, because these tools can be a great first step before outsourcing your lead gen, because it's essentially like having a VA inside your computer 24/7. But the tools can also be an amazing addition to your team if you already have a VA or other team members, as it allows to double or triple their results in less time. We have both solopreneurs as well as agencies with teams using our tools. They just have their VA or their other team members using the tools for them. Now, optionally, we can even hook you up with a VA who is already skilled and trained on using our tools and strategies. And conclusion, no matter if you're a team of 1 or a team of 10, this works for you. So it's time to be honest with yourself. How are you currently showing up in your business daily? On a scale of 1 to 10, how consistent are you? Do you have a workflow, a lead gen and follow-up strategy in place that works and that is sustainable? A little sum up again of why we use automation, with a really big one being consistency. Lead gen done for you daily. Freedom, one of my favorites, spending less time online. Spend less time on the things we don't enjoy and save your brain power for the things we do. It helps us stay out of Facebook jail and keep our accounts safe from restrictions. And of course, maybe the most important one, it allows us to reach way more people and increase our conversions overall. Now, if you want to feel just like these business owners,
I just did a launch, and using the tools that Taylor and Misty are showing you, this is a game changer.
Now, I no longer waste time looking for new connections. This really is a game changer for me and my business.
The post scheduler, how freaking clever is it?
Getting in the DMs and talking to people, that's made a huge difference for me and my sales.
We could automate our lead generation, which could take up so much time.
And I was also able to automatically follow up with them on autopilot, freeing up my time so I can do what really matters most.
I have been trying to fit my business into the nooks and crannies of my life, but after having these tools, I can literally press a button and walk away from my computer and gain back hours in my time. I literally feel busier, but it's taking less of my time to be busy because it's productive, it's strategic.
These are the tools that you're going to want in your next launch strategy.
Super impressed, guys. Thank you very much, ladies. Mwah!
If you want to feel just like these business owners you see and hear here, you absolutely can. We are here to help. Now, how can we support you? From monthly software packages, including support, to individual training, self-paced courses. Believe it or not, we are not trying to sell just anything to anyone. As you will have seen by now, we have a great reputation we work very hard for, and we like to keep up. But we do also understand if you're not quite sure what is the best next step for you or the best solution for you, then do reach out to us and we'll figure this out together. You can reach out to us directly. There will be a link here somewhere. I'm not quite sure where Matt left it for you. Below this video, maybe above, but do reach out. We don't bite. We're actually quite nice. Okay, so have a great day. Thank you so much for being here with us today, and hopefully speak to you soon.